Ninja Guide to Suing a Debt Collector. Brought to you by yourlegalagup.com, your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. If you're being harassed for debt, or if you want to sue the debt collector for some other reason, you may want to follow these steps. This should get you started. We also have a series on suing the debt collector that you may want to consider if you decide to go the distance pro se. You can find the link on the page below or in the About This Video section. This isn't intended as legal advice, but rather as one type of analysis you should consider as you make your decision whether or not to sue. And you should not make the decision to sue lightly. Lawsuits involve time and effort and risk, and there's pretty much always a chance of losing. If your claim is good, though, you can usually leverage it to make the debt collector leave you alone, stop reporting the debt, and even pay you some money, so it can be a good idea. Step 1. Figure out the status of the person harassing you. Is it a debt collector or original creditor? Generally speaking, the original creditor is a person or business that claims that you owe it money because of some transaction that occurred between you and it. For example, a utility company might try to collect unpaid bills, or a bank or credit card company might do the same, obviously. On loans, the term original creditor also includes the loan servicer, the place you were supposed to send money to, even if that isn't where you started the loan. Debt collectors are companies that either work for the original creditor but do not have the same owners, or who buy the debt after it's in default, junk debt buyers. Again, speaking generally, your rights against a debt collector are much more extensive than against original creditors. A lot of laws apply to them that do not apply to original creditors. Step 2. What is the action that you consider illegal? We consider this question in detail in the series Sue the Debt Collector. Again, you can find this link on the page below on our site or in the About This Video section on YouTube. Remember that you cannot successfully sue someone simply for annoying you. The point of a civil as opposed to criminal lawsuit is to seek relief, usually money, for some illegal act or acts. Emphasis on the word illegal. Step 3. Consider legal representation. Under certain circumstances, this might be step 1, but I am assuming a certain self-reliance and a normal reluctance to contact lawyers. But in this situation, if it looks like you might have a lawsuit, you should consider obtaining counsel. The FDCPA includes a right to attorney's fees if you defeat a debt collector. Other laws, while not always including a right to fees, might be attractive enough to a lawyer for him or her to take the case on a contingency where they don't take money unless they win. Lawyers often do want some money up front, though. We consider this question in more detail in the series as well. Step 4. Assuming that you're going to do this without hiring a lawyer and that you do feel that you have a right to sue, you will now want to do some more legal research. Check out my video on legal research and do some research on the specific actions that you're complaining about. Remember, you must allege actions that are wrongful and give you a right to sue. Lawsuits are not just based on annoyance or harm. Step 5. Choose your jurisdiction. If you want to sue someone under the FDCPA, you could bring your case in federal district court or in a state court. If the action is simply under a state law, you're probably limited to state court. You'll have to consider which court to bring your case in. Again, we discussed this in the series, but your decision will turn on how the different jurisdictions view the actions that you allege, and also whether the case is better for decision by a motion or by trial. Generally speaking, if it's better to be decided by a motion, you might want the federal court. If by trial, you probably want state court. Step 6. Draft your complaint or petition. Step 7. File your petition, obtain or write, depending on what the clerk tells you to do, a summons. Your petition is your statement of facts and law, but the summons is actually officially from the court. When you file a suit, there is a filing fee to pay and various documents to fill out. The summons is often one of these. You may have to name the corporation and its agent designated for accepting service in the petition or summons, and you will need to know it for serving the case anyway. You can get these things from the Secretary of State for your state. Either call the Secretary of State's office, that's the old-fashioned way, or go to its website. Look up the company and get its official legal name. That's who you're going to sue if you're suing the company. You got to get their legal name. And get the name of the person designated as the agent for receiving service. That's who will be served the lawsuit by the process server. Get their name and address, I should say. Step 8. Serve the lawsuit on the company. Look up the rules of civil procedure for your jurisdiction or the local rules of your court for who must serve the suit. Usually this will be an adult non-party to the lawsuit. Some courts require that the suit be served by a sheriff. Others require that it be done by a private certified process server. If you get a private process server, call a private detective firm or look up process server in the yellow pages. They aren't expensive. 25 to 50 bucks usually gets it done, and they're not hard to find either. Find the right process server and get the suit served on the registered agent for the company. You are now suing the debt collector. At this stage, you can follow the debt defense system as to the rest of the case or follow your instincts and the rules of civil procedure. If you're being harassed or sued by debt collectors, don't wait, get help. Come to our site at yourlegallegout.com and check us out. We have e-courses on specific things like answering the petition or doing discovery, or as I said before, suing the debt collector, products to help you deal with motions, information on legal research and particular issues, and memberships that bring it all together in a package you can afford. Protect what's yours and don't let the debt collectors rip you off. yourlegallegout.com